Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Myself Chirag Godedra. I am Assistant Professor in Department of Civil Engineering, Noble Group of Institutions. Uh, Today we will learn design of retaining wall. This topic is part of branch Civil Engineering subject DRCS, that is a design of reinforced concrete structures, which comes in 7th semester in degree engineering. So start the topic, the design of retaining wall. So in this video, we will learn introduction to the retaining wall, applications of retaining wall, and various types of the retaining wall. So before starting any topic, we must know what the topic is. So first one question arises, what is retaining wall? The retaining wall is a structure used to retain the earth or other material and to maintain the ground surface at different elevation on either side of it. This figures shows a typical retaining wall detail. The material retained or supported by a retaining wall is called backfill, which may have its top surface horizontal or inclined. The portion of backfill lying above the horizontal plane at the elevation of the top of a wall is called surcharge, and its inclination to the horizontal is called surcharge angle. So here in this figure, this structure, this inverted T-shaped structure is a retaining wall. This is the material which is retained by the retaining wall is called backfill. The backfill may have a horizontal surface or it may have any inclined surface. So this is backfill, and if this surface is inclined, so the portion above the horizontal surface is called surcharge, and the angle, this horizontal surface and surcharge, this angle is called surcharge angle. So to release the pore water pressure developed in the backfill material during the rainy seasons, weep holes are provided in the retaining wall. At the top on the backfill and in front of the retaining wall, the longitudinal drains are provided, and backfilling near the retaining wall is with the broken stones, gravels or coarse sand, so that the drainage in the longitudinal direction is improved and the water pressure on the wall is released. So to better understand this concept, we all know that in a rainy season water gets infiltrated in the soil, so it increases the water pressure on this side of the retaining wall. So to avoid the failure, we must provide some drainage to the water which gets infiltrated in the soil. So for this, for to avoid the failure due to water pressure, weep holes are provided, and here this portion of the backfill is provided with some broken stones, gravels, or we can say any kind of coarse aggregates, so that it provides drainage to excess water, so that our retaining wall do not fail due to water pressure, excess water pressure, and to and to run off the excess water during the rain. Here longitudinal drains are provided, one at the top on the backfill and another one in front of the retaining wall to run off the excess water in monsoon. So the main components of a retaining walls are stem, that is this vertical portion is called stem, toe slab and heel slab. This horizontal portion is called slab. This the portion on the other side, opposite to the backfill, is called toe slab, and this portion on the side of the backfill is called heel slab. And the fourth and fifth one is a counterforce and shear key. We will see these two later on in this topic only. Now let us see the application of a retaining wall. First one, construction of a basement below ground level. Now we all know that to construct the basement we must retain the earth on all the four sides. So for that purpose retaining walls are necessary. Second one, the wing walls and abutment in a bridge work are designed as a retaining wall. Third one, to retain the slope in hilly terrain roads so that the landslides can be avoided and the major accident can be avoided by providing the retaining wall. And fourth one, as a side wall of a bridge approach roads. And last one, to provide a lateral support to the embankment, so that now we know that we are using retaining wall in now and then. So next is the types of retaining wall. There are six different types of retaining wall. That is gravity retaining wall, cantilever retaining walls, counterfort retaining walls, buttress walls, bridge abutments, and box culverts. So now let us discuss all these types of retaining wall in detail one by one. So first type of retaining wall is gravity retaining walls. Here is a figure of gravity retaining wall. Now a gravity retaining wall is made of a plain concrete or brick masonry. Uh, the stability of the wall is maintained by its own weight. As its name suggests that gravity retaining wall, it means its own weight in gravity direction will nullify the lateral load by maintaining its own weight, and it is generally made up to a height of 3 meter. If the material retained will be less than 3 meter, then we can use this gravity retaining wall, and by maintaining its own weight it can resist all the lateral loads coming on it of a retained material. Second one is bridge abutment. So bridge abutment, this type of retaining wall, a wall type of bridge abutment is similar to the cantilever retaining wall. So the only difference is the top of stem of retaining wall is braced by a deck slab of the bridge. In case of a cantilever retaining wall, this bridge deck is not there, so this stem will be cantilever, and this retained material applied the load to stem and it will act as a cantilever. But here bridge deck is there, so it is braced by bridge deck, so it is the only difference is that, and the stem can be designed as a fixed as base and simply supported at the top. That means here it is fixed, stem is fixed, and here it is simply supported. So it can be designed as a propped cantilever beam, like in cantilever retaining wall we have to design it as a cantilever beam, and here it can be designed as a propped cantilever beam, one end fixed and other end simply supported. Now next type is the cantilever retaining wall. This is the most common type of retaining wall which we are seeing in our surroundings. Now this cantilever retaining wall consists of a vertical wall, that is a stem, heel slab and toe slab, which acts as a cantilever beam, and its stability is maintained by the weight of the retaining wall itself and plus the weight of the earth on the heel slab of the retaining wall. It is generally used when the height of the wall is about 6 meter. Cantilever retaining walls are following three types. First one is T-shaped, second is L-shaped, and third one is T-shaped with the shear key. So now talking about this T-shape, this is inverted T-shape. So this is called T-shaped cantilever retaining wall. This is L-shaped, so it is called L-shaped retaining wall, and this is T-shaped with shear key. So here the extended portion of the stem below the toe and heel slab is called shear key. This is provided for better stability of the retaining wall. So here in case of a cantilever retaining wall, there is a stability is maintained by two things. First one on its own weight, and second one by the material retained, by the weight of the material retained on the hill slide. So next type is the counterfort retaining wall. So this is the figure of counterfort retaining wall. In the counterfort retaining wall, the stem and the base slab are tied together by counterforts at the suitable intervals. Because of provisions of counterforts, the vertical stems as well as the heel slab acts as a continuous slab, in contrast to cantilevers of a cantilever retaining wall. Here, this stem and this heel slab is uh, tied together by this counterforce. This is called counterforce. So this stem and heel slab is act as a continuous slab. Instead of this, in case of cantilever beam, this stem is also act as a cantilever, and this heel slab is also act as a cantilever. So the toe slab, in this case, the toe slab, however, act as a cantilever bending upwards. The counterfort acts as a tension member to support the stem and reduces bending moment in it. So here, this toe slab is act as a cantilever, like in cantilever retaining wall. But here, the counterfort act as a tension member to support the stem, and this counterfort reduces the bending moment in stem also, and it also provides the support to the heel slab and reduces bending moment in it. This counterfort also support this heel slab and also reduce the bending moment in it. So the generally the counterforts are spaced at the approximately 1 by 3 of the height of the wall. So the distance between these two will be h by 3. H is the height of the retaining wall, and the stability of the retaining wall is maintained by the weight of the earth on the base slab and its self weight, that is similar to the case in the case of cantilever retaining wall. The material is the stability is because of its own weight plus the materials retained on the hillside, and this type of retaining walls are economical for the height of over about 6 meter. For above 6 meter, this type of retaining walls are economical. So next type of retaining wall is the buttress wall. So this is the figure of a buttress of, or type of retaining wall. So a buttress wall is a modification of the counterfort retaining wall, in which the counterforts called the buttresses, and it is provided to the other side of the backfill. A buttress wall is more economical than the counterfort retaining wall. However, the buttresses reduces the clearance in front of the wall, and therefore these walls are not commonly used. Buttresses act as a compression member to support the vertical wall and reduces the bending moment in it, and it also provides support to the toe slab and reduces the bending moment in it. It is provided at the spacing equal to the approximately 1 by 3 of the height of the wall. So only difference between counterfort retaining wall and buttresses wall are the counterforts provided on the heel side. Here the buttresses are provided on the toe side. The another difference is the counterforts are in tension, and here the buttresses are in compression, and here the buttresses reduces the clearance on the other side. So here we can't use this land. So this type of retaining walls are not commonly used, but it reduces the bending moment in toe slab also, and in vertical stem also. So, and the spacing of this buttresses are as same as counterfort, that is 1 by 3 of the height of the retaining wall. So I hope you all understood this topic well. If you have any query or questions regarding this topic, you can write here in comment section below, or you can reach me at my mail address. Thank you. Have a nice day.